Innovative content. Global audience.
It's a beautiful day, and of course, the first working day of the week. And most importantly, is a day where Nigeria gets herself a new president. So everything is brand new. Of course, it's May 29th. Today, Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu will be sworn in as the Nigerian's president officially. And it's Wake Up Nigeria here in our studios in Abuja, SRTV. I am Ene Iguve.
And Princess KESSY, good morning.
Good morning, Kess. Why are you looking at me like
Because
that?
you're beautiful.
Thank
And viewers,
you.
today it's her birthday. So just
Yes.
before we continue, I'm going to sing her a song. Happy
sit and
birthday
listen.
to you.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Mhm.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
to me.
you. May the good Lord bless you.
Amen.
May the good Lord bless
And
you.
amen.
May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you.
Kessy, she didn't inquire.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray.
Don't worry, I'm going to give
Inquire.
you somebody later. We have Mary. She sings very well. But before then,
I'm
you
laughing
are-
so much.
yes,
this
it's her
morning.
birthday. God bless you. It's good to be
Amen.
alive.
Amen.
You
Yes,
look
it's good to be
beautiful,
alive.
birthday girl.
Yeah.
And it's a special day as well. So now you're rolling with the president, the new president, because
Yeah.
today is
Official
inauguration and today is your
When
birthday.
from here, we'll go to the Eagle Square and then
Yes.
we'll complete the party from there.
Of course.
Mm.
Anyway, happy birthday and happy many
Yes,
returns.
thank you very much, Amen and Amen. And Nigerians, today's inauguration day, like we
A
said,
day of history.
yes, today, Ahmed Bola Tinubu has finally, fulfilled his long,
Awaited dream.
ambition of
Visions,
becoming Nigeria's
yes.
president, and he wants to write his name amongst the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's a very big ambition, and
It is.
for him, it's for me personally. I think if there's one thing I admire so much, it is the fact that he's ambitious, and I don't know how he was able to achieve all of his ambition and all of that. The cases, of the Nigerian presidency still being contested in the court of law, but until decided otherwise, no, there's no going back. We
Yes.
have to swear in a new president because the country can't be kept on hold while
That
the
is
court
right.
still dragging and
Yes,
going back
that
and
is
forth.
right. Since the issues pending, the tribunal issues were not resolved before this date, we have to go ahead.
You have to move
Apparently,
forward.
whatever happened moving forward, we wait and see.
But until then, Tinubu
We have
has
any-
fulfilled his long ambition of
Yes,
becoming
and
Nigeria's
congratulations to
Mm.
him and the APC family.
president. Yes, I know Nigerians are very optimistic. They said it's just one thing to have an ambition, and we really hope that he would work very well and then write his name in gold.
In gold.
And of course, not just becoming Nigeria's president, becoming
Yes.
Nigeria's best president, because there is a lot of things that needs fixing in our country, Nigeria.
That is true. A lot. Like I said earlier, I've been saying on this show, I don't envy this man because a lot of things are not right. We'll talk about insecurity. We talk about the power situation. Then we'll talk about issues with the organized labor pending, ASU issue pending. We even have a lot of, even look at this resident doctors issue. So we have a
Strike here
lot
and
of
there.
we have a lot of pending issues. Look at the Nnamdi Kanu case. So a lot of pending issues this president is passing on to him. So I really do hope that he will be able to meet our expectations.
Of course, he said, when he went to Port Harcourt, in his speech, he said, okay. He made lots of promises, and of course in Abuja too, when the president was conferring on him the chief grand commander of the Federal Republic of the of Nigeria, he said in bold terms that he wouldn't disappoint Nigerians. So we are really hoping on that. And I can see, I know you were sharing some things with me this morning that some APC members didn't let you have a peaceful night
I
rest.
didn't sleep. And I did not sleep. There's this apartment just beside my house. And then if that's the gate, then we have the apartment, then the security house of the estate before my gate. So even yesterday, trying to drive through, I went to ShopRite for shopping. I was coming, they blocked the road.
Wow.
I couldn't access my gate. And then very late last night, they were playing drums. And I bet you they must be from the west.
They were playing Yoruba
drums and they were shouting and all that. And
Is
they
no
had
one
to
there,
put, yes, and I had to put APC banner across my street everywhere.
Wow.
And like, these people forgot that Abuja is a sovereign place. and we're not used
And
to.
this is purely
This is
residential area, you know.
residential estate area, and we're
Mm.
not used to things like this. I was angry, but at some point I just had to. It stopped. It didn't stop at some point anyway. So we say congratulations to them. It's
Mm.
worth celebrating.
And of course, today is public holiday. You know, the for some time now we've not had May 29th as public
Mm-hmm.
holiday, but would you say the government was wise enough to have declared this day public holiday for
Sure,
everybody to sit at
sure.
home and, you know?
Yes, I think it's a right decision
Mm.
because this is a very special event, and don't forget that when we this is presidents we're talking about, these are governors we're talking about. They are oppositions, they are grieved parties. You never can tell what might just happen.
Mm.
So for the safety of everybody, not just the people there at the Eagle Square or at state houses, but
Mm.
the ordinary Nigerians, people need to be at home. Of course, except you're working, you're on a special duty,
Mm.
but you need to stay in a watch from home. Like on Friday, they started barricading a lot of areas of
Areas.
central area. Don't go in if you don't have any business. I keep telling people, if you don't have any business in central area, the Eagle Square, stay
Stay home.
at home. Don't go there
Mm.
because we know that when two people come out for a contest, there must be a winner, there must be a
A
loser.
loser.
And of course, while some are happy, you must also know that some are
Some are
sad.
sad,
And
you
we're not
know.
saying they're going to do anything, but just in case, people need to stay safe. And that is why you have a lot of securities across major junctions,
Mm.
streets, and everywhere to make sure that they stop you from going or to know that you're on a special duty.
And
So it's a
aside
good, it's a
that too, I think it was wise for them to have declared public holiday. You know, we have large population coming from Nasarawa, Maraba axis, and then when once the Eagle Square is blocked,
they
you know
won't be
that you
able
are
to
going to have a lot of
access, yes,
issues,
issues.
traffic. You know, not able to move around and all of that. And we have lots of dignitaries, world leaders are here in Nigeria,
And we don't
so
want any issues of traffic today.
yes, we don't want any
Don't
issues of
forget also that
traffic.
a lot of world leaders are coming, like you
Mm,
said.
mm,
They are even in town as we speak.
mhm,
And then don't forget also that a lot of people need parking space at Eagle Square, as big as that parking space for uh the civil servants. We know that
mm.
it won't be able to take all vehicles
Everybody,
today.
yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
so there's a need for people. Of course, on our way to the office, you saw the streets empty,
Mm.
no vehicular movement. People are just at
And
home.
I love Nigerians for that. Once you say public holiday, we love that. We respect
Who
that.
wouldn't want
And
to
I feel
rest?
everybody is actually being careful because you don't want any issues of, you know, insecurity. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to, like, if you do anyhow today, you will see anyhow, you
That is
know.
the way it
Let me
is.
just put it in plain pidgin language. If you do anyhow today, you see anyhow. So it's good, no matter how aggrieved you are. Just like you said, you cannot be more aggrieved than Atiku, who actually contested in the
Yes.
elections, or Peter Obi,
Or Peter
or the
Obi.
other candidates. And if they
Yes.
have been able to, you know, stay calm and allow the
Yes.
rule of law to take, you know, its
So you
precedence, so
too,
you
you
too
stay
should stay
calm.
calm, you know. And for now, let's support our president elect.
Yes.
From today, he's no longer the president elect,
It's the
he's
president.
the president. And before the
And this
newspaper,
reminds me, Ene. So the president now will just leave and just go, and he's no longer a president. This means
it's
that
not ex-president, nothing stays
power
permanent.
power is transit, and people should not actually kill themselves
Over nothing.
over power or anything because it won't last
Of course,
forever.
it's never yours. It's not your birthright. It's not a monarchy. Even in the monarchy, you know, Queen Elizabeth died, and another king have to
Took
ascend.
over.
So it's nothing. It's not like you'll be there forever. You can't live forever. Like no matter
Wow.
how
I
long you
really do
live,
hope that
you
a lot of
cannot
people
you
will
cannot
learn
live
from this.
forever. So let's see what's happening with our newspapers today and see
Yes.
the headlines. You know, it's an exciting day, but let's get into the business of the day with our newspaper reviews. And of course, I have this day newspaper here, and here are the stories on the front page of this day newspaper. Go on, IBB Jonathan advised Tinubu to be president for all Nigerians. I take that again. Go on, IBB Jonathan advised Tinubu to be president for all Nigerians. That is a valid advice coming from ex-presidents. And this story can be found on page 49 of this day newspaper. And the writer to that story says, IBB wants economy opened up. Jonathan calls for restructuring of INEC. Remi Tinubu, we do not need Nigerians' money to survive. I think that is coming from President's son or daughter. I don't know which of them. Remi can be a woman. Okay, that's the daughter. So they don't
Yes.
need Nigerians' money to survive. So they are giving us the assurance that they're not coming to loot. Nigerians' money. So okay, let's see how that
I
goes.
think Remy is the wife. What's the wife's name again? Remy. Yes, that is the wife.
Okay, okay, that's just it. And then Tinubu fulfills lifelong ambition to be Nigerian's president today. Congratulations to Mr. President.
Yes.
And there were lots of riders to that story. Okay, Tinubu pledges to campaign. Tinubu promises to fulfill campaign promise at inauguration dinner. Says there will be no basis for excuses. Buhari, my cows, sheep, easier to control than Nigerians.
Wow.
That is coming from the
Wow.
president.
This is the thing, people just want to become president, you want to hold on to power, you want to be a leader. And this is the thing I keep saying. It's not easy.
It's not easy, but actually Nigerians
To
are difficult
start
to
with,
control,
Nigerians are stubborn people.
and they are
We are
lawless.
stubborn people. Let's just be sincere.
Mm.
Yes, you see somebody deliberately beating traffic, somebody deliberately knowing that this is the right thing I'm supposed to do, but you do the wrong
Look at
thing.
what happened this morning, Kes.
On our
You
way.
stopped for the traffic light, and then you see other people, even from police cars,
Yes, passing.
beating traffic. Nigerians are very lawless people. So for that, I will agree with Mr. President to some extent, because cows actually are animals, so you can control them and tell them where to go to
And where not to go to.
Yes, but Nigerians, we are stubborn people. We are stubborn people.
And another thing here, what the wife said, the president-elect, the wife said they don't have, they are not coming to spend Nigerians' money. So I was just discussing with somebody yesterday, and the person was telling me that, you see, Tinubu's wife, Remy, she is Remy. I think her full name is Olu Remy. That's why a little bit confused, but I just remember, and her name is Olu Remy, so she's a Remy. She says that the person was not telling me that the woman is so smart,
She has been
unlike
a senator for so
yes,
long.
for
Like, she
so
has been a
long she has
leader.
been in this space. So not like some lady, you will just bring some women from somewhere that are not abreast with political issues. That is the good thing about this president-elect. So the fact that the wife has been with
Senator,
a senator for a long time, we House of Rep member,
no,
for a
senator. She has been
senator,
a senator,
okay,
yeah.
for a long time, that this is going to add flavor to the
We hope
president's
so.
reign. So
We
we
hope so
do
that
hope
she
so.
actually, stands up for women,
Yes,
which is something she has been doing
doing.
before she becomes the first lady. So congratulations to them. And then more on the rider says big beats colleagues from South Africa, Ghana, Ethiopia, Burundi goodbye. That's President
President
Buhari is bidding
Buhari.
his colleagues goodbye. Oshibajo prays for success of incoming president. Senate congratulates new president to be, urges him to focus on tax ahead. Afenifere, ex-Lagos Governor's administration will birth new Nigeria. Biden's delegation to inauguration arrives yesterday. So the presence of the United States is here in full
Yes,
force.
we have a lot
Yes, we
of
have
world
lots of
leaders.
delegations from the United States and other,
Yes.
countries of the world. So that would be all from the front pages of this day newspaper.
Yes, and we move quickly to the Vanguard newspaper. Now, these are some of the big stories here coming from Vanguard. Buhari apologizes as Tinubu takes oath of office today. And the rider says, I am sorry for my difficult choices that caused pains, sufferings. Another rider says he is leaving Nigeria better than he met it in 2015. Terrorists, bandits terrorized Nigerians under Buhari. This is coming from the Catholic bishops. And another right that says commends him on infrastructure, approval of Lux Mundi Varsity, second Niger Bridge. Tinubu's administration, we have lots of labor challenges. This is coming from Ajero. And another writer says, don't be in hurry to remove fuel subsidy. Nupeng cancel Tinubu. And we see another writer here. Buhari is Nigeria's worst leader, Clark says. And we have the last writer here that says, why Tinubu must restructure Nigeria now? YCE. These are all the writers, and these stories could be seen on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here that says Nigerian Air Group drags Sarki to EFCC on page 11 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Yoruba Nation aggregators invade radio station in Ibadan, storm Lagos Police Division on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says courts behead youth leader, kill 7 others over palm tree in Cross River.
That's
That
right.
story is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Ihena Shaw in Didi relegated, it will be survive. And this story is on page 23 of the Vanguard newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the Vanguard. We could see the picture here, pre-inauguration church service, telling a story of what went down yesterday. These are all the stories we have. And then the rider here, some of the riders, and then we saw a rider here that say, "I'm sorry." Buhari is apologizes as Tinubu takes oath of office, and he said, "I'm sorry for my difficult choices that caused pains and sufferings." And then he went further to say, "I'm leaving Nigeria better than he met it in 2015." Now, do you agree with this, Ene?
That's something that have caused a lot of debates. During Buhari's government, you cannot say you left the country better than you met it. Okay, let me be honest. It's the president that have made a speech and whatever he has said, but Nigerians felt differently. I have followed this trend on Twitter since he made the statement, and a lot of reactions have followed, and a lot of persons have said you left the country, you know worse. But in any government, there must be that divide. People are on this side, some other are on the president's side. So, but in all, Nigerians, we experience a lot of pain, insecurity, lots of killings. The state of the nation, lots of economic hardship. The Nigeria was plunged into complete, let me say, darkness. So I wouldn't agree that the president is leaving the country better than he met it, because I know in 2015 we knew what went in. The rate of insecurity, the economic hardship, fuel, the prices of petroleum was not this expensive. The dollar rate, the exchange rate was not
as high
as this. So I wouldn't agree with Mr. President. Sorry, I wouldn't agree with you when you said you met the country better than you are living it now. No, you met the country better than it is now, right now. So the only thing you have to do, and you have done it, to apologize to Nigerians. Apology well accepted, and as you go to rest in Daura or Niger Republic, wherever it is you go to, we wish you well.
We wish you well, but like you said, I share that thoughts as well, opinion as well. I think things are worse or bad than the time he came in. Look at Benue, look at Kaduna, look at some of the state, look at the rates of killings. Then even the Naira crunch, the new Naira swap policy.
We haven't even seen the Naira.
Look at it.
You haven't even seen the new Naira.
Yes. So everything is just somehow, look at residents, look at ASU unresolved issue. A lot of issues are pending. And then look at fuel subsidy is still hanging. Just coming from Mpeng this morning saying the incoming president should not be in a hurry to remove fuel subsidy. Of course, we have a lot. And the Catholic bishops insist that terrorism, bandits terrorize Nigeria under Buhari.
Of course, it went from, based on the promises. One thing people need to understand is, if you're coming in as a leader and you're giving people so much hope that you're coming to be a messiah, you're coming to fix things, you're coming to perform magic,
especially when it has to do with insecurity issues. Yes. I remember then we covered that election together.
He gave us his word, and he gave Nigerians that under his government he was going to curb insecurity,
and people fed because he was a military general. Yes, so there was this high hopes. And today, what is the story? It's something different. It's anyway, we wish you well, President Buhari. And then before we move forward, there's a story here that says courtists behead youth leader, kills 7 others over palm trees. Now, I think when are we going to talk about this courtism? That's something I should bring person on the show to talk about, because the rate at which courtism. I used to think that we've moved above courtism, school courts. I don't know, but I'm just
most of these cultists, they still have grandfathers who use them as political talks. So they won't actually allow it to die down. So it's still there. You see, there's just that sometimes, some universities have put measures in place to control the activities on campus. But off campus, you can't follow people around
That is
and
true.
monitor what they do. So it is now left for community leaders, traditional rulers, to put their heads together and bring. I know there's a community in Tiv community in Benue State. Once they name you as a cultist, they are burning you alive. They, they,
Wow.
they started with the chief's son. I know it's jungle justice. The moment they did that, the history of cultism died down.
Died
Like, because you
nationally.
wouldn't want to just be burned alive,
Be a victim.
irrespective of who you are. So I'm not saying people should take some of these
Laws.
drastic measures, but if that is the only way to put our young people in check and make them understand that whatever you do, there are consequences, because
Consequences
they
to them.
disrupt a lot of things. They cause a lot of mayhem in the society. And when we are fighting insecurity at the national level, then these young children who should be focused and focus on their
Focused.
education and focus on relevant things are going to drag
Causing mayhem everywhere.
palm tree.
Beheading a human being over palm tree.
That's crazy.
Anyway, we move on to the next newspaper.
I will take it up with the Nation's newspaper, the stories that makes the headline this morning. World leaders for Tinubu's inauguration. That story can be found on page 3. If you want to know the world leaders that are attending Tinubu's inauguration, you have to pick a copy of the Nation's newspaper. You can find the story on page 3. 18 new, 10 second-time governors take oath of office today. So the inauguration is not only for the presidency, it's also for state governors.
State governors as well.
Yes. Anyaku, 339 eminent Nigerians get national awards. And that story can be found on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Reps concur with senators on CBN Act amendment. Story can be found on page 3 of the Nation newspaper. And when you pick a copy, you can see the front page cover there filled with congratulatory messages to the president-elect, with his pictures boldly displayed, on the front page of the Nation's newspaper. I think the Nation newspaper has done a good one by dedicating most of their front page stories to the president-elect. Congratulations to the Jagaban. Congratulations is still say to Mr. President.
Yes, congratulations
are
in order
from the Nation newspapers, because you can see the picture stories carrying boldly, the picture of our president, Nigeria's new president, Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu. And from SRTV2, we are still saying congratulations.
Yes, we move on quickly to the next newspaper. That will be the Punch newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch. The big headline here says Tinubu takes oaths as president. Nigerians demand quick actions. And the writers say private sectors demand blueprints on economy for subsidy. Another says, don't pity me. I added that is not very clear. I asked for the job. I won't give excuses. President-elect. And love that.
That's
let me take that again. Don't pity me. I asked for the job. I won't give excuses. President-elect. And then also there's another writer that says Tinubu worked hard to be elected president, says Buhari. And there's a story here that says African presidents, US, Canadian delegations arrive for inauguration, on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Now, there's a story here that says, congratulations to the Jagaban President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. There's another story that says Baramatu Traditional Council of Chiefs, Baramatu Kingdom. There's a story there that says President Ashiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, I think, is a congratulatory message to the president-elect. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch newspaper this morning. I love this headline here that says, this writer that says, don't pity me. I asked for the job. I won't give excuses. That is the mindset of a good leader. And I think private sectors demand blueprints on economy for subsidy. I'm thinking that you should allow the president-elect to come in as president, sit down, have a cup of cold water, let him relax before you start making the demands.
Yes. Of course, I also love that headline, that rider that says, "Don't pity
Pity
me."
me.
You know, if there's one thing, I was maybe still a baby, or at some point maybe I wasn't really aware of, when Tinubu was in office as the governor of Lagos State. But from what I've read about him and from what I've gathered, as I grew up and as I age interacting with people, and I've also visited Lagos State on a few occasions. I also see him as a leader who is actually ready for the job. And of course, at this point, when Nigerians are on the divide about you, they are actually looking at your health. People are sitting on the fence.
I think that
People are,
is the
lots of
main challenge
accusations.
here. The
So
issue here is that a lot of people
I'm
are
worried
worried
about his
about his
health.
health,
Mm.
not the fact that we know that he's a political godfather. When it comes to politics,
And
he
he's a
is more
proactive
matured.
leader. He's a
Yes, he is
proactive leader.
matured.
That's one thing I give it up for Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu. He's a proactive leader. And if there's one thing I can take home from him, I know that he's going to bring diversification. His leadership is not going to be all about, it's not going to be just targeted at one sector. From what
Yes, a
from what
lot
he
of
has
people
promised and
also
every other
share
thing.
that opinion or thought. They believe that he's going to carry a lot of people along, a lot of sectors and tribes along. Is not the kind of leader that will want to be biased or be one-sided. But the issue here is that a lot of people are a little bit worried about his health,
But from what we have
the
seen so far
recent
since after
travels,
the elections,
the
he has been
recent
very strong and
travels and all
healthy.
that. But I love this rider personally. Do not pity
Pity
me.
me.
There is this thing that comes with pity. Feel it, this when somebody when you put naturally in life, when you put yourself in that place where you tend to gain pity from people, you don't do anything serious with your life. Whether or not you have medical issues, whether or not you have health challenges, whether or not you can help yourself, live above that pity stage. And then
And let's not forget, Kes, he's now the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the number one citizen. So he have access
soon to
at
be
his
in few
beck and
hours.
call to
Yes,
the best medical, services you can,
that is true.
that you can think of.
Don't
And
forget also when the president came in, people were
they're
having
worried
the
about him,
same
but he did 8 years
mindset.
and
But
looking younger.
look at him today,
And
more
I
cuter,
saw a
more
video of
finer.
Tinubu dancing buga,
You-
at his inaugural dinner. That just to show you, from if you actually check from the campaign to this present time, Tinubu is healthier. So that's to tell you that he has gone through, some level of, treatment, examination, and of course, you have gotten what you have always wanted. It gives you that
So that
relax,
yes, that peace
that
of mind.
fulfillment.
That yes,
So
that
we
is
won't pity
true.
you, Mr. President. We have a lot of
Yes, in
expectations
fact,
from
we have
you.
you. Like I used to say that I don't envy you either, because I know the things on your shoulders right now. Very soon you
Nigeria
become
is
the
in a
president,
mess.
and you have a lot to do. So we are not even here to pity you. You have to work because you asked for the job, like you said. So you have to
We've given it
deliver.
to you.
Yes, the
Yeah.
mandate. Anyway, viewers, don't go anywhere. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with the reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. But my name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? Kate to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi.
Okay, I'm back with a flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no.
Ice Prince.
Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023.
This is your favorite program, Wake Up Nigeria, and like we were discussing before, went on a quick break. We are doing our newspaper reviews this morning. Lots of headlines have been taken, and like today is 29th of May, Inauguration Day. Nigeria is getting herself a new president to be inaugurated in the person of Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And of course, we'll continue with our newspaper headlines this morning. And I'll take it up with the Guardian newspaper, the stories that makes the headline. Cautious optimism as Tinubu offers hope to weary Nigerians. And this story can be found on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Buhari's tenure ends, but not his rare economic footprint. And that story can be found on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. And then some other stories. Apologies for my difficult choices that caused pains, Buhari tells Nigerians. Apologies for my difficult choices that caused Nigerians pains. Former president now, Buhari tells Nigerians. And of course, we can see a bold picture of the president, Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu on display here. There's a picture story, and we have another picture story of President Buhari, balling out. He has done his tenure, 8 years in office, and right now he has left Nigerians with apologies, and of course, he's leaving the country for the next president, and that will be all from the headlines from the
Yes,
Guardian
so I'll
newspaper.
take it from the Daily Trust. Now, these are some of the big stories coming from the Daily Trust. We have what leaders, others attend Tinubu's inauguration today, and the rider says the kingmaker takes over the throne. Another writer says, "Don't pity me, I asked for the job." Incoming president. As well, we'll have a story that says cautious optimism in real estate as new administration takes over. Now, all the stories on page 4, 18, and 94 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here coming from the Baramati Kingdom, a congratulatory message to Jagaban himself. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the Daily Trust. It's quite interesting to know that most of the papers, the headlines are just on the president elect.
Of course, today is his big day.
The
Everything
day
about Nigeria
of
today is about
history.
him. He has made history. His long, time ambition has been fulfilled today. He's going to be officially the Grand Commander, Federal Republic
Of
of
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Of course, it's a big job, and he said we should not pity him. That's my take home for today. Okay, we'll take it up with the Nigerian Tribune. Tinubu takes oath of office today, his road to presidency, and this story can be found on page 7, 6 and 7, I beg your pardon, of the Nigerian Tribune. And the writer here says, Abuja Agog, all set for his inauguration. Eagle Square takes shape. Security forces condone off 3-arm zone. Governors-elect set for inauguration in 28 states. World leaders arrive. All of these stories can be found on page 6 and 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. Police arrest 7 in Ibadan, Lagos, as Yoruba Nation agitators attack radio police station. And that story can be found on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. That's a sad one. Otom hands over 187 billion naira debt to successor. That story can be found on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. That's funny, handing over debt to a successor. That's crazy. Buhari orders military to surrender Obalende Eid ground to Lagos Muslim community. And that story can be found on page 7. Olubadan, Ayako, Emefiele, Osoba, Daura, others for national honors. And that story can be found on page 102 of the Nigerian Tribune. Buhari discriminated against South South. And this statement is coming from Edwin Clark. And that story can be found on page 102 of the Nigerian Tribune. And this will be all from the front pages of the Nigerian Tribune.
Wow, a lot there.
So much. So much, so much, so much. And then police arrest 7 in Ibadan, Lagos as Yoruba Nation agitators attack radio and police stations.
This is the thing I have with people. Now, when we talk about power, when we talk about political parties or positions, now it doesn't mean because somebody is in a Yoruba land or a station or because somebody wants to um say their mind, you just want to, okay, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll take the last paper. Stay.
Everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtimes having a.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Master Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. But my name now is Femi, aka the Music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? K to the O to the NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
That quick break. And so we're just talking about and that headline you took about the police arrest 7 in Ibadan. I think people should be allowed to air their minds, whether or not they are for APC, for PDP, or for Labour, or for APGA. There is need for freedom of expression.
There's need for freedom of expression, and every Nigerian have a right to peaceful protest. But when it has gotten to the point of attack, on
that
radio
is that
station
is
and
my
on
issue.
station,
Just because you feel the air things that are not in line with your thoughts or with what you want does not really make it necessarily bad. Sometimes people could actually pick sense from even nonsense. So I just believe allow the people to do their job. There's a much better way to pour out your anger, or to where to channel your anger,
and
rather
when you're
than
attacking
attack.
the radio stations, who now reports whatever agitation you have?
Yes.
Who takes
So
it, to wherever you want it to
we
get
know
to?
that these are some of the hazards of the job, but please, we should be careful. So we take the last paper for today, which is the Punch Sport Extra. Now, these are some of the stories coming from the Punch Sport Extra. The main headline here says Survivor Sunday, it will be laughs last as Everton avoid Premier League drop on final day. Last start due Iheanacho indeed relegated. That story, it's on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says Olayinka beats Slaver Fairwear. And we also, that story is on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says Awoni on target again in Forest win. That story is on page 2 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says Poch signs 3-year Chelsea contract, and that story is on page 4 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says Eagles will battle to reach final. This is coming from Boso, and that story is on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says a Premier League final day drama on page 4 and 5 of the Punch Sport Extra. We also have a story here that says dramatic Queens Cup win trades Ajibade on page 6 of the Punch Sports Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says Federation Cup high flying insurance reach semis on page 7 of the Punch Sports Extra. As well, we'll have a story here that says double honors Osime score 30th goal backs MFR award on page 2 and 8 of the Punch Sport Extra. Now, these are all the stories we have coming from the sport decks this morning. I don't know. Osime with goals. He keeps scoring, he keeps winning, he keeps scoring. It's interesting.
Of course.
In a very short time, 30 goals. That is not something you
That's
see.
why child's play for some of us. I can't even lift our legs.
It's quite congratulations to him, and of course to Iwobi as well. That's a good place to wrap up the reviews of the papers this morning. Like we did promise earlier, we're going to go on a break, and when we return, we'll be coming with a guest. Of course, it's inauguration day. We should have some of these issues
of course
more discussed, and of course more enlightened on this the significance of today, power
May
transition.
29th, yes.
I love that word, power transition. And of course, a lot of people are still aggrieved. They feel like the president elect should not be sworn in today because
Especially
of
when the case
tribunal
is still,
issues and all that. We get to know hear all this when we return with our guest. Now, don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Okay, my people, it cannot be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and Tap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, I'm so everything happens for a reason. Bless life from a different prison. Bless a lot of people locked up in bedtime 7 o'clock.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ice Prince Amani.
Master Ginger, aka Swagga Swagga. My name now Femi, aka the music and Taliban.
What up, Nigeria? Kate Outer NGA Conga.
Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night. The Afrobeat Night.
Afrobeat Night.
Nigerian Week in London.
The Nigerian Week. The Nigerian Week.
The Nigerian Week.
On the 19th of this beautiful month of May 2023.
May 19th.
May 19, 2023. Let's go get your ticket.
Go get your ticket because we're gonna shut it down.
Ice Prince Amani's in the building.
Yeah.
Go get your ticket. If you don't get your tickets, now you sabi. Okay, I'm back with the flow, no joking. You gotta muscle up, cause no pain, no. Ice Prince. Yeah. Ice Prince.
Okay, my people, it cannot be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to events@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and Tap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting. Positive flow, I'm so attracting. Where the
Promised you before we went on break that we will return with a guest who, of course, will bear his thoughts on some of the happenings around our nation, Nigeria, today.
We have with us via call live Andrew Essen, team leader, Crack Media, former editor at Leadership Newspaper. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be back once again.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, you know what's happening in Nigeria today? It's Inauguration Day. Are you optimistic? How are you feeling this morning?
Well, it's great that Nigeria has successfully had a series of transitions from one democratic elected government to the other. So it's interesting that that process since 1999 has not been truncated, and we are moving, though slowly, but again we are moving. So it gives us a sense of pride that in the Committee of Nations we are at least moving forward democratically. So I feel excited, really. I feel excited. Cautious though, but excited.
Now, a lot of people, their calls from, that we still have pending issues at the tribunal. So a lot of people feel like this swearing in should not be happening today. Now, what's your take on this? Because a lot of people, like I said, are grieved, while some are happy, some are sad.
Well, expectedly, in any contest, there must be people who are not comfortable, and rightly so, because they feel that they have been shortchanged in one way or the other. But again, we must understand that they can never be vacuum in government. They cannot be vacuum in leadership. The court processes are still going on, and things can go any way, the court pronounces. Cases are still being held, but again, it is May 29th. There must be a transition from one government to the other. While these cases are still going on, we have seen cases where elections are overturned, and the presumed. It's still a work in progress. What I pray for and what I hope is that in future elections, there will be time for speedy resolutions of these issues, so that a government does not get in and start worrying with cases in court. That a government can come in with a clean slate and then begin leadership. So that's my thought. I hope that in future elections, before the swearing in, they would have the litigations would have been swept over, and then these things resolved.
Okay. Okay, sir. I just wanted to ask a quick one from the headlines we've taken this morning. The president-elect, who have said to Nigerians we shouldn't pity him, that he asked for the job and he's been given the job. What's your thought about this statement?
Absolutely. That was spot on. I mean, he signed up for it. I mean, he has been in the political arena. He has been in the decision making, not really at the center, but he knows exactly what these issues are. So he signed up for this, and so he must brace up. The expectations, I sincerely do not envy him at this point in time, because the expectations are too high. The expectations, believe me, the honeymoon will be over as soon as he's sworn in. The merriment will be over at the end of today. The merriment, the celebrations will be over. So he needs to hit the ground running. The expectations of Nigerians, those who voted for him and those who are against him, are just too high. And then in the next 100 days, you will see the headlines that will come up. Wow. So he knows these things. I feel he knows these things, and we can only but pray and hope that these expectations will not be cut short.
So do you think this statement coming from him, it shows level of preparedness on his path?
Well, I think his actions in the coming days will be the only judge. But because in Nigeria, like we are good at rhetorics. We have the words. We say the right words. We bring out the right cliches. I mean, if you follow the pronouncement of Nigerian politicians, you go to sleep. But again, actions are different. Yeah. A famous comics, Brudaya, will say, actions are spoke louder than television. So it is your actions that will speak. So it's not about the rhetorics. We have the right words, the right speeches. But in the coming days, it is those actions that will match the pronouncements that he has made. So I'm not easily moved by pronouncements. I'm a journalist. I write speeches. So we can give you the right speeches. But again, it's your actions that will show.
Okay, sir. So we also saw this morning on the headline, of course, the president has been apologizing for causing pains and decisions that didn't go down well. And also he said that he's leaving the country better than the way he met it in 2015. Now, what's your take on this?
Well, of course, he has to apologize. I mean, every right-thinking person should apologize when the end is near. I mean, some of your policies can never go down with everybody, and you will have to bruise some people along the way. And expectedly, Nigeria in the Nigerians in the last few months of his administration, I mean, has beaten the bullet. But again, it's a case of a glass half empty and a glass half full. He has said that he's leaving Nigeria better than he met it. Now, this calls for a heavy debate. So some will not even see him eye to eye on that. But I think on some fronts, he has made some progress, but again, Nigerians have not had a fair deal. That it goes back to what we were saying. The rhetorics pre-2015 was that it will be El Dorado. We will be picking gold on the street. But again, at the end of this tenure, we have seen that it is not. We are not Uhuru yet. So it's like I said, it's a case of a glass half empty and half full. It depends on which prism you want to look at it.
Okay.
And there's also this, just before we let you go, there is this report coming from Clark that Buhari is the worst president, that also he discriminated against the South. Now, this is coming from Clark.
Well, again, it goes back to what I said. The prism at which you look at things. If you put a water in a glass and it is half, some others will see it as this. It's half full. Some will see it as half empty. The North will say that it's the best thing that has ever happened to Nigeria. The South will say we have not had a fair deal. Some in the South will also say that, he has done very well. The second Niger bridge, the road constructions. The truth is that the expectation, like I said, and I keep hammering on that, the expectations that Nigerians had when President Muhammadu Buhari came in, it's not. If you measure it to what the deliverables, he definitely falls short. But has he done some remarkable things? Yes. But again, the life and livelihood of Nigerians has greatly reduced. The well-being of Nigerians. So he might be right in what he's saying, that the Southerners may not have had a better deal than what they expected. But again, they didn't even give him the votes. So I'm not saying that you should govern based on the votes you are giving. But again, some Nigerians have not had a better deal under this administration, and I stand to be disputed.
Wow, it's been an incredible morning with you, hearing your thoughts and hearing all of you, the way you analyze some of these issues. And we are grateful to you for joining us this morning on the program.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be on this program.
I would have loved to have you here one-on-one with us here in the studio, but I don't know what happened today. Hopefully one of these days we'll bring you here.
Yes, I will, by God's grace. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Andrew Essen, team lead, Crack Media, former editor at Leadership newspaper. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, viewers, it's been an incredible morning and it's been an incredible day. Of course, you can see the excitement on our faces. First, it's my birthday, and most importantly, Nigeria is getting herself a brand new president who have said, "I'm ready for the job. Do not pity me."
Don't. I won't give excuses.
But just like he said, Nigerians are good with words.
Talk is cheap.
We see people really. If a bank on what Buhari said when he was,
and that was what he said. The guest said as well. We'll say, okay, let's even bring out the list of the mandates then, and now let's do check and balance. You get to find out that he actually fell short of that promises, but. Did he do well at some things? Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
That is the legacy he's leaving behind. And we do hope that our incoming president will do more than the one that is leaving office. That is the prayer of every
Nigerian and the hope of every Nigerian.
At this point, we hope that the president-elect will do more. Because we have a lot, like I said it earlier, and I do not envy the president-elect. Like Mr. Andrew said, the honeymoon will be very short.
No, the expectations are just Nigeria is in a mess. Like you just
need total overhauling.
Like it's just
restructuring.
It's just too much. At least in 2015, when Buhari took him from Jonathan, there were still some things that he could hold on to. But leaving a country, in such a
like this
state, like. It's too much for the incoming president.
So I'm even thinking between our next 4 years, I don't think he's going to have time to sit down and rest and enjoy, because the issue are enormous. We have aggrieved people, we have sectors, every sector needs one check and balance here and there, and this is where I think the president, like the guest said, needs to put the foot on the ground or put hands on deck to start working, to start running immediately.
Of
The
course.
celebration ends today and tomorrow he starts work. We don't
Of
have
course.
time
And
to
we are
waste.
grateful that he has more than anything. If he's able to put, the cabinet to put good hands, that will carry the nation with him and work with him, and share his vision and his insights. That is all that matters at the end of the day. Having people. It's one thing for the president, to be ready to work. It's another thing to have lawmakers who just go to the Senate House, to the red and green chamber to sleep, because that's what
sleep.
we've been saying. Senators who are not ready to work, they just come to Abuja and enjoy themselves or holiday
And
in
sleep
Abuja.
during the session.
When they have no business in the Federal Capital Territory, they
Territory.
should go to their respective states where people actually voted for them. They campaign there. As a senator, if you're not the senator representing the FCT, you have no business whatsoever here, except you have been
And
invited.
even some governor, we've
Yes.
seen where governors will be.
They spend most of their time here in
Yes.
Abuja.
Yes, governors
Abuja,
will be coming
Lagos,
here,
enjoying
knowing
themselves.
fully well that the people that voted you
And
need
back
you
home, you go
at
to your
home.
legit.
So stay in your various states and do what you were voted for. Do the right thing. And congratulations once again to our incoming president.
And of course to the 28 governors that will be sworn in today as well.
And also congratulations to you and on your birthday.
Of course, thank you very much, Kess.
Happy
Thank
birthday
you so much.
once again.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I'm going to take you out specially after today's work.
Oh
But
my
you know
goodness.
how it is as a media practitioner, it's work first, right?
And today is, of course, business first. Business before pleasure.
That is true. Happy birthday
Thank
once
you very
again.
much.
We appreciate all you do for SRO TV. We appreciate you. We celebrate with you. God bless you.
Amen.
So viewers, it will be a good place to wrap up the show today. But before we go, don't forget our Nigerian week. London. It is fast approaching, just barely days away, barely weeks away. Please do well to be part of that event. We have a lot of celebrities, a lot of big time film producers, musicians, superstars that are turning up already. We also have ministries, agencies, parastatals that are also partnering with us. And of course, we're going there as a people. You know how it is when we turn up.
When Nigerians are in the building,
the heritage, the colors, the
hot.
food, the music, the food, and of course, even the film and the food as well, the business opportunity.
Offers you,
Yes, the platform. So you don't want to miss out. Just get your stand, get your ticket. That is all you have to do to be part of this event. And before we go as well, don't forget to hit on the notification bell.
And of course, leave us a comment, subscribe to our channel, very importantly, to get updates on all of our programs. We have lots of interesting contents for you on SR TV. Yes. And of course, we won't forget to thank those behind the camera who are doing incredible work to make sure that this program runs every day and every morning.
Yes, even the crew in London, we appreciate you. Thank you. And while you're out there, if you don't have any business going out today, please stay at home. Stay at home. You can watch whatever is happening. Thank God for the media. That's why we're here. That's why we came out to cover, to
we are here for
bridging the gap for you. So please do well to stay at home.
We hope that NEPA will, cooperate and give us light.
That is just the thing. But the good thing is that you can even still follow to an extent from your Android phones and on your TV, or you turn on your gen if you have Fire and all that. But please, the important thing is that we are here for you. So stay at home. If you don't have any business going out, don't go out, because we know that the security agent officers everywhere around, they are not good, because if you, like for instance here in Abuja, if you don't have any business at the central area, Eagle Square, you are not supposed to go close. So whether you're in the States watching us or here, if you don't have any business, do well to stay at home. We are here as media, we're giving you updates, and that is